So hey guys, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be talking about whether or not BBL culture hurt female rap in the modern day. So this video is stemming from an interview that ATL rapper Lotto did with the Joe Budden podcast, in which she was asked about BBLs and how she felt about them. Now, I didn't think it was really off-putting that Joe Budden asked someone with a BBL how she felt about a BBL. I don't know if he thought he was going to get an opposing opinion or something woefully ignorant that he can use to make her look crazy, but she did answer it honestly and accurately. So they were discussing more or less how BBL culture affected the female rap aesthetic, expectation, and energy. And I thought it was interesting how both of them responded. Let's take a look.
Yeah, the BBL.
Yeah, I think they started to look past that.
Yeah.
I think it was a wave cool, like every pretty with a BBL was rapping, and it was like perceived well, received well. But now
Coily
I think
Ray ruined it. That damn Coily Ray. Ah!
No,
Casino strikes
No, why
again.
you playing club? Because
I love Coily
people
Ray.
looking for more now. There
you go.
Like
What you got?
the distractions is still a part of the package. I definitely agree.
So I think it's obvious that some people find this topic to be outplayed, but I definitely think there's always a different way to insert such a national and female-based phenomenon as it relates to social issues within urban pop culture. I mean, let's be real. This whole BBL trend has really taken over in ways that I think most of us didn't expect or imagine. It's something that we've known has been a thing for years, but within the last 2 years, it has become almost a rite of passage for many young women, and especially for women in the music industry. With me being someone who is tapped into the music industry and pursuing rap as a female, I do think about this, and it's in the back of my head sometimes about what I need to look like, what is expected of me, and if I will ever fall into such pressures, because it seems like the labels and the management of a lot of these young female artists are the ones pushing them to conform. And conformity is not always wrong, but when it comes to taking a risk on your body and your appearance in something that is technically permanent, it is very sketchy that BBLs and female rappers have now become a thing of unison, and it's almost like a work uniform for these women. So I thought this topic was very interesting, and I definitely wanted to get into it. So I've broken this video down into one overall main talking point. So let's get right into this video. So point number one is answering the question, did BBL culture hurt the female rap industry? And I'm gonna very boldly, very confidently, and very audaciously say, yes, it did. I think for obvious reasons that we can all come up with, but in particular, because we are now in such a microwavable society, I think what happens is that when you have all of these hyper-specific categories and characteristics / stereotypes that are tied to these women, it does hurt the industry because everyone is expected to be the same, act the same, and give off the same aesthetic. Be real, almost every female rapper that is out right now and that is considered mainstream or has some type of buzz is a basic bitch. And I find it very funny that in many of their songs, there are lyrics that are stating that they are not basic, they are better than all of these girls, and how desired they are both by men and women. But if you look at all of them in a police investigative lineup, you might be looking at the same person with different genetics. And by that, I mean, we have the same wigs, the same long ass nails, the same pouty lip fillers, the same laminated eyebrows, the same designer bags, the same designer outfits, the same HD lace closures, the same Bentley Bottega shoes. It's all the same. That's why I referenced it as a uniform. So I don't see how some of these girls clown us regular people or those of us that don't have hella money by saying that we're basic bitches, when if we're being real, all of these girls are kind of basic. And it's not basic in a bad way, but basic in y'all are all doing the same thing and hyping up the same aesthetic. So it's definitely giving all of the above and not multiple choice. This is not me hating, because I think trends are trends and people follow them and have been following them. I'd be lying if I say I didn't own a Gucci bag. I actually own a few. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't wear some of the same Instagram fashions. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't like a good lace frontal wig. I love all of those things, but it's just the emphasis on the aesthetic and trying to camouflage it as being better than or distinct, when all of these girls now have fallen into the same trend and maintaining the same wave. So yes, the BBL aesthetic has definitely infiltrated and hurt the female rap industry. Now, how did it hurt the industry? Well, obviously, like I said, everyone's pretty much one and the same. There's no variety. You have to conform or have an interest in what is considered to be the bad bitch aesthetic these days, and it's almost like there's there's only one recipe for people to follow, go viral, or make a name for themselves. I think the beauty of the 90s and early 2000s female MCs is that everyone had their own thing. Queen Latifah is different than Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim is different than Foxy Brown. Foxy Brown is different than Eve. Eve is different than Salt and Peppa. Salt and Peppa is different than Lauryn Hill. Whereas now, let's be real, Cardi, Lotto, City Girls, Meg Thee Stallion, all of those girls kind of have the same exact aesthetic. With the exception of Meg Thee Stallion being natural, yet and still we still have the slim, thick, highly materialistic, overtly sexual, and nose to the sky arrogant attitude that cascades throughout all of these individuals. And I don't say this to hate or talk down on them. I listen to all of their music. I actually think Lotto's album was head to toe the best album to drop in 2022. Fight me, I'll argue with y'all on that one. She blew me away with her project, but nonetheless, the subject matter and the physical aspects that come with all of these rappers are one and the same. And it's weird because I'm not even sure why it has gotten to this point. We have always been obsessed with trends as people, especially as young people. Let's not act like there weren't trends in the 90s and the early 2000s that people followed and carried out. But I think the difference in this new generation is a few things. One, these trends are no longer just hair accessories and fashion and slang. These trends have now transformed into altering your body permanently to be seen as in style. Not only that, but two, these trends have now become literal obsessions. This generation is so obsessed with luxury and how they look that people go broke to obtain things just to say they have them and just to flex them. I think the BBL culture in regards to female rap is like what Lotto said. It's a part of the package and it really shouldn't be. I can almost say that I am lucky to have a socially acceptable body and be a female rapper, because if I just so happen to be straight up and down or plus size or only top heavy, maybe I wouldn't be as confident in stepping into an industry where naturally people like what they see on me. But not every girl can say the same thing. Recently, rapper Erica Banks, another female rapper who created the Bust It song in which there was the viral Bust It challenge on TikTok, stepped out with a new BBL. And people were saying that it was crazy how she conformed, and even Erica Banks said that she did it to help her career. And it'd be one thing if she got it before starting her career, but the fact that she already kind of made a name for herself and had a viral song and people know who that is, it's not going to help your career any more or less because people already know you and what you look like. I definitely think some people need to be honest with themselves and just say, I did it because I had an insecurity and wanted to be like everybody else. It's not always an insecurity, but there's definitely a desire to be like everybody else, to want to conform to what everybody else thinks is cool, and to follow these trends. Some people don't even hate their bodies, but are still gonna nip and tuck just to say that they did something or to follow what society likes. So this recent example with Erica Banks definitely shows that the BBL culture has definitely hurt the female rap industry, because this is somebody who didn't even need it and still went and got it. And she also used the BBL as a marketing tactic. So she came out with her most recent song called Pop Out after being away for a little bit, and it was ironic that she popped out with a new BBL and a new body. All of this stuff is manufactured. If you haven't caught on, catch up. But even so, I kind of feel like people even pressured her to get one, because people used to make comments about her body and her being heavier. She was definitely a thick girl, but why couldn't she just be happy in that? You know, like, why are people pressuring her even though she looked fine? It's crazy that she got her body done and definitely started talking her shit, but hey, it was still her choice regardless. Even in the podcast with Joe Budden, he was talking about how Coi Leray messed up for everybody. And I know he was just being funny and didn't mean that she actually messed up the way how people see BBLs, but it was very interesting to see Coi Leray become so prominent in the female rap industry and be a petite woman who has a different appeal and still be successful. So it's crazy that people still think that you need to have a BBL to be a successful female rapper when that's clearly not the case. That's just what people have stupidly indoctrinated in their head to believe that it's true when it's not. People can do whatever they want with their bodies, but I think it is foolish for people to believe that it is a package deal. And Lotto said in that commentary that it is still a part of the package, when I think it's very risky and detrimental to put that message out there. Now you have people aspiring to be female MCs thinking that that's what they have to do to get on, and you really don't. Lotto even said people want more. At first it was cool, every pretty girl with a BBL was a rapper, but now people want more, and I think rightfully so. I'm glad that we as a society and us rap fans want more out of female artists, because we've seen that outside of the exterior of being physically attractive and desirable, a lot of these girls are bird-brained, dumb-dumb ass doodle brain, dum-dum lollipop, nutter butter joints with nothing to offer. And I'm not even saying offering like intelligence. I'm just saying offering actual talent or some form of community outreach or some form of positive attitude, and so be it. Like, I really don't listen to Saweetie, but I think Saweetie has the physical aspects of what people think a female rapper is these days, but she still is a likable celebrity and kind of has a little bit more than the girls that were just jumping into it. She has a college degree, she does a lot with her sponsorships and the deals that she has, and has brands outside of just her rapping that keep her relevant within this business. Some of these girls only have their looks going for them, and I wish people knew that that's only temporary. We're not going to be young forever. It's almost like once you turn 30, people don't think that you're young, hot, and attractive, which isn't true, but that's just how this generation thinks. So what happens when, yes, you have the physical component, you have the BBL, the ass is assing and the titties are tittying, but you get older and that's all you ever had going for you. You didn't apply yourself in the industry with your actual talent to have longevity in the industry and within your career. Sometimes people say I like to uptalk myself, but I don't know why I would get on the internet and downtalk myself and bash myself. Like, I stopped doing that years ago. I definitely think what I bring to the female rap industry is more. Like Lotto said, people want more. So outside of just being a good lyricist and a good writer, I still have this YouTube channel in which we talk about these topics. We cultivate conversation. I still have my modeling agency, which means a lot to me. So I'm just making sure that there's an extension of my brand that people can see and resonate with. I hate the fact that BBLs and female rappers go together like peanut butter and jelly, because who made this rule? I think this is an issue that women have to look in the mirror and hold themselves accountable for putting this pressure on themselves to be something that they're not. We like to point the finger that men sexualize women and men put all of these unattainable standards on women, which I 110% agree with. But I think women also play a factor because women have the choice to carry out these actions, and they do so and do it in the masses. It'd be one thing if it was just a few girls, but it's pretty much everybody. So what does that say? It's going to take for a prominent figure in female rap to set the standard that isn't so risky, isn't so basic, and isn't so artificial. No shade or hate to those who have a BBL. That's your grown choice, but I don't think it's serving the female rap industry any benefit at this point. When it was new, it was the wave. Now it's played out and it's like, what's next? I'm not sure when it will end or if it ever will, but it's definitely hindered the perception of female artists. People don't take a lot of girls seriously. People see these girls as only sexual objects, and we're feeding into the male agenda for their sexual desires and the female agenda for their self-esteem desires, both of which are completely dangerous if it's not nipped in the butt moving forward. So I hope people can really realize that this phenomenon and this trend is really temporary. You don't have to make it a lifestyle. It is your choice, but look at what's going on and read the room that BBLs have definitely hindered a lot of things for women. And although we see it as something to praise and rave about now, it may not be like that in the near future. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my commentary down below. What do you think? What do you know? Let me know. Make sure you guys go stream my song Ballin'. It's been out for a while now. It's on all platforms. I will link it down below to the music video as well as where to find it and stream it. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.
Come on, one time for the melanin girls, skin popping in the sun. Let me hear you one time, baby. Let me hear you one time. Yeah, 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 yeah. One time for the African girls, and you know we get it done. Let me hear you one time, ladies. Let me hear you one time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. One shot, two shot. Come on, baby, come on. Put your hands to the top. Come on, ladies, come on. Skin popping in the sun. Come on, baby, come on. Brown girl, you the one, and they know we get on. One shot, two shot. Come on, baby, come on.